Have you ever wished you could build an entire web app, the front end and back end, using only Python? No JavaScript files, no React setups, no switching between frameworks, just pure Python from start to finish. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, that's exactly what Reflex.dev is trying to make possible. This open source framework is quietly changing how developers think about building web applications, especially those who live and breathe Python. In this video, we'll go deep into what Reflex.dev really is, how it works behind the scenes, why developers are so excited about it. By the end, you'll have a clear idea of whether this is something you should be adding to your toolkit, especially if you're into AI apps, dashboards, or Python-powered tools. Reflex is an open-source, full-stack web framework that lets you build interactive web apps entirely in Python. You don't have to write a single line of JavaScript. That means you can design your UI, handle back-end logic, and control state all in one language, inside one codebase. For Python developers, that's a dream come true. If you've ever used tools like Streamlit or Dash, you might think Reflex is just another dashboard builder. But that's not the case. Reflex goes beyond that. It's not just for prototypes or internal tools. It's designed for production-ready web applications. You can build things like AI dashboards, SaaS tools, portfolio sites, and even entire web platforms. It supports routing, layout design, state management, and back-end APIs, all within Python. In short, it's like writing a Flask app that automatically becomes a React app, without you touching React at all. That's the magic. Now let's break down how it actually works, because this is where Reflex gets really interesting. Under the hood, Reflex is powered by React and Next.js for the front end, and Fast API for the back end. But the key is, you don't have to write any of that yourself. When you define your UI in Python, say you create a simple page with a button and some text, Reflex takes that Python code and automatically converts it into React components. Then it handles all the logic to make it interactive. The backend runs in Python, and both the frontend and backend communicate using WebSockets. With Reflex, it's all automatic. It's like real-time reactivity, but written in Python, not JavaScript. The result is a smooth, dynamic experience without the pain of managing separate stacks or manually wiring API endpoints. And it's not just for small apps. Reflex gives you a proper folder structure, routing support, and even a CLI tool that makes it easy to create, run, and deploy projects. Reflex is unlocking full-stack web development for millions of Python developers who never wanted to deal with JavaScript in the first place. Think about it. Python is already huge in AI, data science, automation, and back-end development.
Go to Reflex.dev and click the Sign Up button. When you see the Sign Up options, choose Continue with Google. A Google account chooser pop-up will appear. Pick the account you want to use. After picking an account, Google will ask you to confirm the permissions Reflex needs. Accept those, and Reflex will create your account and log you in automatically. Once complete, Reflex should drop you straight into your workspace and a ready environment where you can start building. On the left is the prompt area, the big dark panel that asks, "What do you want to build?" That's the core input. Type your natural language instructions there, and Reflex will generate the app. Above that box, you may see a small banner that says, "Upgrade to raise limits," and a counter that shows how many runs or credits you have left for the day. Directly under or near the prompt box, you'll find small controls like Integrations and Style. Use integrations to connect external services, like your LLM, a database, or an analytics API. And use Style to ask for a dark or light theme, or specific design cues. There's also a public toggle to set whether the generated app is public or private, and an Attach button so you can upload a reference image, a CSV, or mock data. To the right of the prompt box is a small arrow, or Submit button. That's how you send the prompt.
But when it came to building web apps or interactive tools, you had to jump into a completely different ecosystem with React or Vue. Reflex eliminates that barrier. You stay in Python, but you still get a modern, responsive front end. With Reflex, that entire flow lives in one place. You write your logic in Python, define your layout in Python, and Reflex handles the rest. That's what makes it so exciting. It's not just another framework. It's a productivity booster.
On the right side of the page is the live preview area and code area. When the workspace is still empty, you'll see a message like, "Environment is ready. Keep prompting to build your app," and a "View Documentation" button. That preview pane is where Reflex shows the app it builds in real time. There's usually a toggle at the bottom of that pane labeled Code/Preview. Switch to Code to inspect the generated Python/React code, and switch back to Preview to interact with the app. Near the bottom, you'll also see quick action buttons such as Download, Share, Copy, and Deploy. Download gives you the code package. Share creates a share link. Copy copies code or configuration. And Deploy pushes a live version if you're ready to publish. Up top, you'll see your workspace name, possibly a GitHub link for integrations, and your user avatar. All this means you can iterate visually, inspect the code, and publish without leaving the same interface. And that's how easy it is to go from a simple prompt to a full-fledged, production-ready web app, all inside Reflex. Honestly, what makes this tool stand out is how it removes that messy gap between coding and deployment. To try right now. See how Reflex handles live data, step by step. So, make sure you're subscribed and have that bell icon on so you don't miss that breakdown. If you found this video helpful, drop a like. Comment below what kind of app you'd build first using Reflex. And share this with a friend who's into AI and app building tools. And if you want to explore Reflex yourself, I've left all the links down in the description. Go check it out and start experimenting. This is AIledgerX, and I'll catch you in the next one, where we turn more AI ideas into real tools.